I'm home.
You maniac! You blew it up! Damn you! God damn you all to hell!
I guess that joke didn't really work, because in the original Planet of the Apes, the Statue of Liberty is like a symbol or metaphor for modern civilized society and how we've destroyed it. So if we were going to use that sort of analogy here, then perhaps the Statue of Liberty should be replaced with a symbol of modern, like Ensnaring Bridge, Stony Silence or Blood Moon, because everybody loves cyborg cards, right? It's actually quite funny when you think about that. Everyone's clambering for Lantern to get banned out, and now look where we are, you fucks. So I'm Vince, also known as Pleasant Kenobi on the internet, and I'm here to talk to you about some rather drastic unbannings that have just happened, which means that Magic is officially over. Pack your bags, kids, it's time to go home. Now, I don't normally do sort of spoiler or ban list videos, especially over sort of static images. I just sort of ramble because it's sort of lowest common denominator content. But if MTG Lion can do it in between bouts of conspiracy theories about the Professor, then why can't I grind views using that? Way! You heard it here, Lucy. You heard it here first, folks. My next video is about how the Professor likes to eat babies. And if you hear some knocking and tapping and scrambling, it's my dog. My dog is just playing with a ball by the side of me. He's really itching to go out, so I need to make this video so I can walk my dog. Anyway, in case you missed it, Jace the Mind Sculptor has been unbanned alongside his arch rival, Bastard Man. No, sorry, Bloodbraid Elf. They are now off the ban list and are playable on MTGO at some point today. The original announcement said today, but then it turned out there was an announcement the next day saying it was 9 to 10 AM in some nondescript time zone. So those in England and the UK and Europe that actually, reschedule some stuff to see if they can make some content today using the cards, well, we're shit out of luck. So let's talk about how I feel about all this. And if you have your own feelings that you want to share with the group, sort of like an Alcoholics Anonymous, but for people who no longer play Modern, or if you just have a counterpoint or something to add to a point that I have made, then please leave it in the comment section below. I read every single comment and I reply to the vast majority of them as well. I'm here to learn and listen to your opinions as much as you are to mine, so come, teach me, my children. So, think of it this way. Modern was a particularly tasty curry. It was spicy at times, but a solid, hearty meal which on occasion was over a little too quickly, but was enjoyable for the most part. The whole family enjoyed it. Little Timmy, your sister, your mum, they all loved it. After the results from the last Pro Tour and the results from GP Toronto, it seemed like we had gotten to just the right mix of flavours and everyone could enjoy Modern how they wanted to. And unbanned to me for a little bit of that overbearing auntie who hadn't been involved with the cooking of this curry or the recipe for possibly 10 years, and then just stormed in and dropped a rather pungent spice bomb into that established curry mixture. And that sounds kind of dirty, like a dirty auntie. Well, this will upset the apple cart or the curry, as this analogy uses. And this is for no foreseeable reason on the surface. Perhaps Bloodbraid Elf was on the list undeservedly, serving for crimes that Deathrite Shaman committed. But who fucking cares? Modern was potentially at its best place it'd ever been, and Wizards of the Coast have decided to put the format at risk, and for what reason? Well, we kind of all know the reason, don't we? It's Masters 25. After Iconic Masters bombed, financially and critically, it was a wet fart of a set. It was a PR disaster, it wasn't iconic, it ended up in big box stores and screwed over local game stores, and it didn't give the reprints the community wanted for the most part, and people weren't even that hyped to draft it. For the record, I enjoyed drafting Iconic Masters because that's how I enjoy consuming my Masters sets, but I can see the reasons for why people were kind of pissed off about it. It is hard to argue that Iconic Masters wasn't a bodged job on many levels. So with Masters 25 on the horizon, the skeptical among us might consider that this set needs, or must, do well. Not only is it a flagship anniversary moment looking to celebrate the longevity and greatness of the game, but shareholders will want to see things going well with these supplemental products after the shambles of Iconic Masters and how other supplemental issues haven't been going too well either, like dual decks obviously weren't selling, otherwise I would have axed them. So how do they do that, you ask? Well, I thought they could do some cool stuff and pull out some stops. Maybe reprint fetches again. I know it'll be quite soon, but fetches do sell boxes. Maybe 2 other land cycles, both fast and man lands, in order to appease those jittering messes that do nothing but crack the packs as soon as the packaging is within their hands. Maybe lottery cards. Maybe they could have brought back masterpieces but had cards like Jace the Mind Sculptor and desirable EDH legendaries like Azusa, Memnite and Rafik. And that way, some of those cards don't have to awkwardly fit into the draft environment because they can be exclusively lottery cards, but also allow them to do special, perhaps even full art versions of their cards because they couldn't fit them into the masterpieces of other sets because legendaries, as we know, don't fit there. But no, that wasn't what they did. They decided to celebrate the history by revisiting a time when you just really, really, really wanted, or needed in some cases, to crack that chase rare. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the times of Jace the Wallet Sculptor. The problem with this approach from me, as money hungry as it seems, is the fear that it might be the only big marketing ploy they're pulling out for this set. I wanted to see all the stops pulled out, like a Modern Masters 1 style level of excitement for when those packs are in your hands and you're ready to draft or crack them. Modern Masters 1 is the caviar, like fine cigars that you buy to crack with your friends or play draft with your friends, and I want Masters 25 to replicate that. Thing is, maybe they still will, but I can't help but feel a little frustrated at all of this because it points to the suggestion that they're not going to bother. And now they argue that they can unban him because of a reprint addressing the scarcity issue. No, I don't buy it. It's bollocks. Jace is currently ballooning in price. Literally doubling in cost overnight. This means that people probably aren't going to even bother buying him at some silly new price unless they need him for a tournament, which they don't, because apparently these don't take effect for GP Leon, so that means there isn't actually a tournament for people to get excited about with the new unbannings. So the next time we'll probably see it is maybe GP Madrid, which is a team event, which I happen to have a team in. Pleasant Kenobi in the meme team, just so you know. I'm not playing Modern, I'm playing Legacy, so this isn't really my issue. The problem is, it just seems like a really weird time to unban him, apart from the fact that the Masters 25 is around the corner. So people aren't going to buy Jace unless they need Jace. So yes, the price will even out a little, but if he becomes the tournament staple that he probably will be, his price will remain significantly high, potentially higher than most, if not all, modern staples. He's currently over $100 a pop, and that is not okay. To steal a gesture from Cedric Phillips, the other issue that we might have is if the format warps and competitive diversity is harmed by the omnipresence of Jace, then we could be in for another ban taken back onto the ban list. Depending on what we have in the Masters 25 box, that could mean you are left with a lot of chaff and some Jaces that are now worth less than what they were prior to being reprinted, like we originally thought they would be. And whilst owning Jaces isn't ever going to be a bad feeling, he's playing every format he's legal in, and maybe come off the ban list again later down the line when he's just on another set. You might feel a little bit burned with all this if the chase rare was never designed to survive that long in the format that it was unbanned in. It feels very fickle. Now, the other possibility is even scarier. Jace will have an effect. People will play him or look to beat him. Faster decks, resilient to removal like Storm and Dredge and other similar nonsense are likely to rise up, and turn 3 or 4 kills could become more common because people are just going for the fastest, most linear strategies possible. Wizards of the Coast may allow Modern to shrivel and struggle to grow and develop as a format because it helps them to sell big supplemental sets like this with splashy cards like Jace when they unban them. It isn't in their best interest to spend a lot of time cultivating Modern. In reality, they want to get Standard to be the thing that appeals for longer to newer players, and the way to do that is potentially, if we're going to put our tinfoil hats on, to allow Modern prices to go up and up. Now, I know this stuff sounds like a conspiracy, and I understand they do reprint cards to bring their values down, but are they managing it in the correct way? Is this managing it in the correct way? I was not considering any of this stuff to this severity until Jace was unbanned, and it made me think, So in short, I think the ban list changes were not necessary and are a little careless, or possibly, ironically, carefully orchestrated, but not with the Modern player base and their interests at heart. Now, I hadn't planned to get bogged down with the fine, minute details of all of this. I actually want to make some content with Jace Bloodbraid and get back to making gameplay after the last couple of months. But, like I said, they said the cards would be playable today. And they're not. Not yet anyway. The problem I had with that was that the original announcement said it today, and what they really meant was a set time for a set country, which is fine, but they could have put that in the original announcement. I had to get up this morning, find they were still not able to be played with, thinking, oh, that's weird, there's no downtime today. And having to, I asked the question on Twitter, and then eventually I found out on Reddit. Reddit linked to the second article telling us exactly when they're going to be. And that exact time, by the way, is 9 to 10. Not an exact time. There will be a small downtime. How long that'll be, we don't know. AM, I think, was on there, but we don't know what time zone. Basically, I just think Wizards could communicate a little bit better with the community, especially with myself, who are rearranging our schedules during quite hard times to try and make content, to entertain people and just have fun. And we can't do that because we just don't have the information needed. So this was a bit of a rant. I've maybe been quite negative. I'm also quite excited because unbanning Jace and Bloodbraid Elf has erupted several of the group chats that have been relatively dormant that I'm in about what's the next deck, what do we play for Madrid, and that's exciting, and I like it when the communities have to rise up to the challenge, but I just wish that was the intent behind it. It doesn't feel that way. I will hopefully have gameplay coming out in the next day or so. And it'll be edited with care and with passion and a lot of effort put into it, because that's what I think you guys deserve, and that's what I think this Magic community needs. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, be good to one another, and don't be too bugged out by all this. I don't want to be the negative... Tegative? There's no name that rhymes with negative. Neggy, Treggy. Sad Chad. I don't want to be a sad Chad. No one wants to be a sad Chad. No one wants to be a happy Chad. So let's pray to catch Jesus that Jace does not warp and destroy this format that we all like quite a lot. In the meantime, make sure you like the video, subscribe, drop me a comment below, tell me what you think, and I'll leave some links to some other content I've put out before on screen now in case you want to check that out because you haven't seen it before, or you just want to check it out again, and I will get some content out with Jace and Blood Elf in the next couple of days, and then we'll get to grinding for GP Madrid. And I've got some really dumb brews that I need to make videos for because it's just literally in my gut like a pain. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon.